Hello guys, so everyone is using Void or Solar builds right now, especially on Onslaught. So let's give Arc some love. Let's make a build that will work in every type of content and can adapt to most playstyles. I tried this in the Grandmaster Nightfall and it was amazing. I used the new in-game LFG and I chose one Grandmaster that wasn't the weekly one, so I was sure that at least one player haven't done it before in this season. I really wanted to test this build and it worked amazing. We have a good super for big health targets. We can jolt enemies, which is amazing to clear groups of enemies. Jolt will stop overload champions, and because we are using a blinding grenade, we will also stop unstoppable champions. We get our super really fast, so it's amazing for activities especially like Onslaught, where the name of the game is basically spamming supers. Most teams are running a hunter with Orpheus rig or a warlock with Phoenix protocol just spamming supers left and right. By the way, I made videos showing those builds. I will leave them in the description along with a playlist of amazing builds for you to try. But back to this one. We are using Geomag Stabilizers. This exotic got a rework, so if you are a returning player, they'll work a bit different now. Damaging targets with Chaos Reach extend its duration. Collecting Ionic Traces grants you energy for Chaos Reach. So this is how we are going to get our super crazy fast. Orbs and Ionic Traces. But this build gives us a lot of amazing things other than just the super. We have Arc Souls, basically a fourth player in the field, and we blind and jolt a lot of enemies, making it easy to finish them off. With this build, weapons will be very important, especially arc special weapons, so we can make blinding explosion. That's right, blinding explosions. But in order for all this to work, we need to set it up in a certain way, and let me show you how. Super wise, we need to choose Chaos Reach. We're going with Healing Rift for survivability, Ball Lightning for a long range melee, and Flashbang Grenade. Flashbang Grenade has a low cooldown and it blinds targets, so we're gonna be able to blind even more enemies and stop unstoppable champions just with our grenade, as well as overload champions. Aspects wise, we choose Electrostatic Mind. When defeating targets with arc abilities or defeating jolted or blinded targets, we create Ionic Traces. Remember guys, these Ionic Traces charge our super. And the second one is Arc Soul. When we cast our Rift, we get Arc Souls, and if our allies step inside our Rift, they also get Arc Souls. And when we are amplified, our Arc Souls get increased rate of fire, so instead of shooting 3 bolts, they shoot 5, so more damage, stronger Arc Souls. They are very strong guys. Fragments wise, we go with Spark of Resistance. While surrounded, we are more resistant to incoming damage. Spark of Ions, defeating a jolted target creates an Ionic Trace. This way, sometimes we will generate 2 Ionic Traces. Spark of Shock, our arc grenades jolt targets, so now targets that are jolted will take additional damage and chain lightning to nearby targets, and because we jolt with grenades, we can stop overload champions. And last but not least, Spark of Beacons. When we are amplified, our arc special weapon Final Blows creates a blinding explosion. Look at this, in a GM, and they can't do anything because they are blind. This is so strong guys. Now the weapons I recommend to use are Embedded Kindness. It's an amazing sidearm It can drop with Volt Shot. You can get it from the new dungeon, Warlord's Ruin. You can use it kind of as a primary. It still uses green ammo, but it's so good, so strong. But guys, don't worry if you don't have access to Warlord's Ruin. There are other options and very good options as well. You can also use Delicate Tomb. It's an arc fusion rifle that will jolt targets after collecting an ionic trace. It was released during Season of the Plunder. Again, if you don't have it, don't worry, because there's Cold Heart. Cold Heart is a Year 1 exotic. I remember defeating Kalos with Cold Heart. It's an amazing trace rifle, and it was reworked as well. So now, Cold Heart generates ionic traces while in its high damage state. You don't need to kill the enemy, you just need to keep firing the weapon and it will create ionic traces just like this. Remember, because we are using Geomag, those ionic traces will feed us super energy. So if you want fast supers, Cold Heart is the way to go. I still prefer Embedded Kindness because it's so strong, so good, but with Cold Heart you get your super really fast. On our armor mods, I went with Ashes to Assets, so when I kill an enemy with a grenade, it will give me super energy back. If you're playing Onslaught and you want to generate more orbs with your super, you can go with Power Preservation. I also went with Harmonic Siphon, so when we multi-kill with arc weapons we generate orbs, and Special Ammo Finder, so we find more ammo to our arc weapons on the ground. On our gloves, we use Bowstring Detonation. It will give you 12% class ability energy when you do damage with a grenade. Impact Induction, it will give you 12% grenade ability energy when you do damage with a power melee. And Momentum Transfer, it will give you 12% melee ability energy when you do damage with a grenade. So our abilities are feeding each other. That's really nice. On our chest, guys, I always use the same one resist mod for each. One void, one solar, and one arc, and then you can double stack it if you like. I use it like this because you can't do damage if you are dead. On our boots, I went with Innervation and Recuperation, so when we pick an Orb of Power, it will give us grenade energy and health. And Arc Scavenger, so when we pick that special ammo, it will give us even more special for our arc weapon. On our class item, I went with Reaper. If you kill an enemy within 10 seconds of using your Rift, you will generate an Orb of Power. I went with Special Finisher. So now when you have 3 armor charges, if you do a finisher, you will generate special ammo for you and your fire team. So this will help you with that special ammo economy and proximity ward. So now while you're doing the finisher, you have a powerful overshield, so you are not going to die while doing the finisher. And that's it, guys. That was the build. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about it, if you tried it, what you would change. We learned so much with each other in the comments, so say something nice. And guys, I'm almost at 1,000 subs, just a few to go. So if you're still here and you're not subscribed, please consider being subscribed. That would be amazing. And that's it. Oh, and by the way, I played with a subscriber. We found ourselves in LFG, and I promised you'd be in a video, so here you are, my friend. Thank you for being a friend of the channel, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.